Burkina Faso's President Traoré defies IMF, declares African economic sovereignty. In a dramatic confrontation that has sent shockwaves through international financial circles, Burkina Faso's president, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, expelled an IMF delegation from a high-stakes meeting after rejecting what he called neo-colonial economic dictates. The tense encounter, which unfolded earlier today at the presidential palace in Ouagadougou, ended with Traoré pounding the table and declaring, "Africa determines its own destiny." The showdown. The IMF delegation, led by West Africa Deputy Chairman Jean-Michel Reynaud, arrived with a proposed $850 million loan package tied to stringent reforms, including public spending cuts, currency devaluation, and privatization of key sectors like water and electricity. However, Traoré, flanked by his economic and military advisors, interrupted the presentation, calling the conditions an affront to Burkina Faso's sovereignty. "We won our independence with blood. We will not let foreign institutions dictate our future," Traoré thundered, ordering security to escort the delegation out. Eyewitnesses reported stunned silence as IMF officials hastily gathered their documents under the gaze of Burkina Faso's military guards. Shout out to our dear subscribers. We would not be here without you. To our non-subscribing friends, your support is invaluable. If you can take a second to hit the subscribe button, that will be fantastic. Regional and global reactions. The bold move has resonated across Africa, with Mali and Niger's leaders voicing solidarity. Mali's President Assimi Goïta tweeted, "Traoré's courage is a beacon for African economic liberation." Meanwhile, Western media have framed the decision as a risky isolationist move, while analysts in the global south hail as a turning point in decolonizing Africa's economy. Hours after the expulsion, Burkina Faso's central bank announced plans to repatriate its gold reserves from Paris and explore a new regional currency with Sahel allies, a direct challenge to France's historic economic grip. What's next? The IMF issued a terse statement affirming ongoing dialogue, but behind the scenes, emergency meetings are underway in Washington. Meanwhile, Ouagadougou's streets erupted in celebration, with crowds chanting IMF, "Get out," and "Long live Traoré." This isn't just about Burkina Faso, it's a watershed moment for Africa. Traoré's defiance signals a growing revolt against Western financial hegemony, with potential ripple effects across the continent. Will this spark a broader movement? The world is watching. Elsewhere in Africa, 'tis time in Ghana. Traoré's fiery speech in Ghana declares Africa's liberation. The era of imperialism is over. We have excerpts that will show you or remind you who President Captain Traoré is, what he thinks, how he sees the world, and what's behind his actions. Former colonialists and today's economic powers should listen and give Africa a break. In a historic address that has electrified the African continent, Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traoré delivered what many are calling the greatest speech of 2025 during a gathering of the Burkinabe diaspora in Ghana. With raw conviction and revolutionary fervor, Traoré declared Africa's refusal to bow to foreign exploitation, igniting roaring applause and chants of "Traoré, Traoré" from the crowd. A speech unlike any other. Unlike the hollow rhetoric of many leaders, Traoré's words carried the weight of action. "Africa is waking up," he proclaimed. "No one can still close the eyes of Africans to our realities. No one can divide us or impose their will on us anymore." The speech, laced with defiance against Western imperialism, resonated deeply, particularly with Africa's youth, who make up 70% of the continent's 1.4 billion population. Traoré, a former military captain who came to power in a 2022 coup, has survived over a dozen assassination attempts, earning him a reputation as a fearless champion of sovereignty. Key moments that shook the room. On African unity. Pan-Africanism isn't just a dream, it's our survival. The people are already united. It's the leaders who must catch up. On Ghana's new leadership. Urging solidarity with Ghana's President John Mahama, Traoré called on Burkinabe expatriates to support Ghana's security forces as if they were your own army. On economic independence, we will no longer beg for loans from the IMF or World Bank. Burkina Faso will produce, transform, and thrive on our own terms. On terrorism and imperialism, this war was never ours. It was imposed to keep us weak, but we are pushing the enemy out, and we will win. The global reaction. The speech has sent shockwaves beyond Africa. Western media has dismissed Traoré as a radical, while Global South analysts hail him as the face of a new anti-colonial movement. Social media erupted, with hashtags like #Chorifilian and #AfricaRising trending worldwide. What's next? Chori's vision extends beyond Burkina Faso. He announced plans to deepen ties with Mali and Niger under the Alliance of Sahel States (AES), including a shared currency and military cooperation. Meanwhile, Burkina Faso is fast-tracking agricultural self-sufficiency and reclaiming control of its mines from foreign corporations. This wasn't just a speech, it was a manifesto for liberation. Chori isn't just leading Burkina Faso, he's igniting a fire across Africa. The question now, will other nations follow? For Vlodin, this is Sal Pure reporting. Is this the dawn of Africa's true independence? Let us know what you think and what you've experienced in the comments section. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, like and share our videos. We appreciate your support so much.